In this video I'm going to show you how to use a simple graph of y is equal to x squared in order to solve a more complicated quadratic equation. It says draw an accurate graph of y is equal to x squared. By drawing a suitable straight line on your graph, solve the equation x squared minus x minus 4 is equal to 0, giving your answer correct to one decimal place. Now we know we could solve this using the formula, but quite often in IGCSE you're asked to draw a graph and then use that to solve a quadratic equation. So let's have a look at the method. So drawing a graph of y is equal to x squared by using a table. So here's my table, x going from minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Minus 3 squared, so we're drawing this one, will be 9. Minus 2 squared will be 4. Minus 1 squared will be 1. 0 squared will be 0. 1 squared will be 1. 2 squared will be 4. And 3 squared will be 9. Right, so drawing a set of axes, making sure you label them x and y. Best to do this on some sort of graph paper. Labeling the axes. Now notice I've got different scales here. 2 squares represents 1 unit here, and 1 square represents 1 unit on the y-axis. So plotting the point minus 3, 9, which is there, minus 2, 4, minus 1, 1, 0, 0, and the same here, 1, 1, 2, 4, and 3, 9. Now it's very important that you draw this graph now as accurately as possible. If you struggle, then maybe get your calculator to work out a few extra points, like this one here, and this one here. Maybe this one and this one will make it easier to draw the graph more accurately. Another thing you can do is turn your paper upside down and to draw an N. It's easy to draw an N rather than drawing a U. So draw the graph as accurately as possible and then label it y is equal to x squared. Now, we were going to use this to solve x squared minus x minus 4 is equal to 0. So I need to make the left-hand side here x squared. So we're going to rearrange this so we've got the just x squared on the left-hand side. That's what that means, left-hand side. So that means I'm going to have to add x and add 4. So if I do that, on this side, I'm just going to get, if I add x to minus x, I get 0. And if I add 4 to minus 4, I get 0. So I just get x squared plus 0, which is x squared. On this side, I'm going to get 0 plus x, which is x, and 0 plus 4, which gives me 4. So I need to draw on my graph, this graph here, the line y is equal to x plus 4 onto this graph, and then where these two graphs meet, we will find the solutions of this equation. So if I use y is equal to mx plus c to draw the graph, m stands for the gradient, c is the y-intercept. So we'll start with c, which is the y-intercept. We have to be a little bit careful because the axes are different scales, so be very careful to be wary of that. So c will be 4, so at this point here I'm going to put a mark, and then gradient here is going to be 1, m is 1. So that means for every one along, and don't forget going along is going to be 2 squares, I'm going to go up 1. So let's put another point here, here, and so on, and write it across our graph. Take our ruler and draw as accurately as possible the straight line graph and label it y is equal to x plus 4. Now where these two graphs meet, which is here and here, I need to read off the x values. You need to show this on your graph how you got the answer. Putting a point and reading down here, I get minus 1.6, and again at this point here, putting down, I get another point here, 2.6. So the solutions from the graph are going to be x is equal to minus 1.6 or 2.6, correct to one decimal place. So this has been a video to show you how to use a graph of a y is equal to x squared and drawing a suitable straight line graph to solve a more complicated quadratic equation. I hope you've understood, and I thank you very much for watching.